just slowly do this one, and then you can move to this one. And
well,
so
it's a good point, because we have wrist arm, we have a whole lot of, you got everything from finger joints to wrist issues to elbow, like you talked about, shoulder.
I think it's usually, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you put it all on one CD, they're going to take it home, or DVD, they're going to take it home, and they're going to blow through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come back to you the next day going, I can't move, why can't I move?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to
Even
feel like this?
Even if you tell them don't go past like level 2 or on the CD, don't go past, they still will.
Well, and then again, it's generic. Everybody's getting the same thing, so I don't feel that my personal needs are being taken care of.
There's certain diagnoses that will have specific exercises that are kind of core, but it will deviate at some point, or the intensity will change. So you need to be able to say, this patient gets these cluster of exercises off that disc, not the others. But you don't want them to have access to all this necessarily. So.
Well, let me share something with you. This is how, again, it's all about generating income as well, is that if this is a series of DVDs, and I've got 8 of them in my office, because it is hips, ankles, knees, elbows, blah, blah, blah. If you've got a shoulder, you're going to buy this. At some point, you said, I would like the entire package. It's $200. Each one of these is $19.95 or some version of that. So it is this specific. I'm going to give you the shoulder one, but I'm also having in here a specific, like, more like a prognosis. What's the thing you send somebody home with?
Home exercise program.
Home exercise program, right. So a prescription. It's like, and actually it's not a bad idea. I call it, a Get Fit prescription, whatever it would be, where you can either circle, because remember, it's not just your office, it's people that I haven't met with, who are going to watch, not necessarily this particular one, we're going to watch the How to Do Spin Gym Rehab series as the guy who does this. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I'm going to get this out. In here is a list of all the ailments. This is why I need you guys to help me figure this out. What's almost everything that could go wrong, within reason. And there's always a blank thing going, you have this. And I recommend that you do this many times a week. And it's either a checkbox or it's whatever you want to figure out. And then here I'm going to give you the shoulder thing. Well, but doc, I want to, I also want to do blah, blah, blah. And maybe there's also a weight loss one, a whole other system. You want it? Just pay for that. Does that seem to be what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it also depends on what kind of population you're looking at. I think a lot of our people that come in here, this is really difficult for them. Even the easy stuff is going to be really difficult for them.
I think that's
let alone like you're doing even like 2 different movements at the same time.
Well, I think, and that's a good point. So as I'm making the DVDs, it's a good conversation. Is that on the DVD, maybe all it is beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And your doc says, hey, look, you can't do the advanced. You want to strive to that, that's great. You got a kid at home who wants to try this, go for it. But I need you to do 5 weeks of the easy and do the best you can with that. So that maybe it's levels within that that they could do, because we can break that down. I mean, one of the levels things is you start with a Spin Gym Junior, or you start with just a minute. Part of me wants to actually put a timer in here in the rehab one, because you don't know what a minute looks like. You have no idea, especially when you're doing this. Did you feel like you're on the wall for 2 minutes?
Oh no.
No, so, yeah.
For me, I was trying to dose it more like reps, because we tend to count reps and sets. So I said I'll start for the first 2 weeks. I'll do 1 to 2 sets from 15 to 20 reps. See what that feels like. And I want to increase the sets, so it's repetition rather than time.
Okay, that's valid.
And so 1, 2, 12, rest, and do it again. And that was pretty intense for my elbow. 2 to 3 sets without a lot of rest in between there. For rehab population, usually that kind of does the trick. You don't need to be so much time consuming. It's just trying to get through some movements.
Okay, that seems.
And I think with time too, you lose focus on posture and what you're actually supposed to be engaging. You're just looking at the clock.
Definitely advanced though. I like the stages, and then at the end stages, now we're going for time, core activation plus the pathology we're treating, and adding multiple things at the same time.
Okay, that's valid. How would you feel, given your specific discipline, if Brad had come in and said, this is now what we're doing, and you did watch this, we need you to incorporate this workout or this protocol into what we're doing?
Let's do it.
Well, I think it's well, okay, I'm going to, someone that not everybody has a Brad, because apparently everyone here likes you, which is unusual. No, but I'm saying, one of the things that I was coming up against is how do people in your discipline, whether it's rehab or massage therapy, there's not a lot of new things in massage therapy once you're certified, unless you're taking continuing ed. how do you get new information? How do you try something new? Somehow, you walk into this field and there was a TheraBand and resistance band already there. This isn't there yet.
So, you know, the annual symposiums and the things like that, with the communication classes, with the big annual forums and stuff, is where they'll have the newest, latest and greatest this, that. That's how we as rehab professionals find that out.
They'll put a spin on something that's maybe something you've used for balance or some kind of piece of equipment that now it's different, a little different type of perspective on it. They kind of flash you down, you get in your clinic and just try it.
But you know, it's funny, I will say, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Hartman, you know, when you go into any PT gym, it's stuff we've used for 30 years.
Very true. Steadfast and die hard.
It's your standard. It's your tables, it's your UVE, it's your treadmill.
That's how you come up.
There's
You come up
nothing
using
new.
all the bands.
It's the same thing.
Mat exercises.
There's nothing really innovative
Right.
that we've developed as rehab professionals in the last 30 years. Really.
Really.
I mean, there's little things that come up, but
You change the colors on everything. That's
Yeah.
Throw the BOSU ball in there.
Right, that's true.
When I
That's
was in
basic. I mean,
rehab in
that's just
99
an
after my
idea.
bad accident, all this is exactly the same. And that was in 99 after my.
By the way, try spin jamming on one foot on a BOSU ball. Challenging as all get out.
Oh,
I bet.
absolutely.
But it just since we've even got a couple of new things that people are like,
No.
Right, see,
And I think it can be almost a kind of a perfect marriage. I mean, you can do this, you can still utilize your balls that sit on the ball and do it. I mean, you can spice things up using this with traditional rehab equipment as well.
I just have come up against, which is why I'm so happy to be here and thank you guys for doing this. People don't, in this particular field, don't want to change. They're very happy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, absolutely, of course, yeah.
The biggest area is a little more eclectic as far as the states go, because I worked at fusion places too, and I've definitely seen
And so-
the bad part of that. But Denver's pretty open-minded for techniques and different types of treatments.
And Colorado in
And you know what's in general is now the focus in medicine, Western medicine, is all about evidence-based practice. And so they're starting to decipher what we learned, Dr. Hartman and I, years ago in graduate school. Does it really do what it says it does? And they're starting to decipher between it. They really don't. Some of these exercises and pieces of equipment that we use and have used in the past, there's no really empirical evidence that shows that targets that muscle or it strengthens that to that extent. So we're really looking at evidence-based practice. You know, do these things we use do what they say they do? And sometimes they don't. Right. And just like the old saying goes, in medicine, you know, what we know right now in 5 years, half that will not be true. That's huge.
It is kind of
So,
fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well that's
So-
encouraging, whereas, you know, again, presenting this to people in specific fields has not been very encouraging. It has not been met with, oh, I couldn't wait for you to show up, something new, thank you. It's been like, I'm good.
They shoot it down probably.
Oh my God, they shoot down all the time.
They see
So
the
that's
limitations.
what I'm looking for is empirical. That's where we're doing case studies. I want you to photograph Sam's back. That's a great case.
Yeah,
You can play with
it
it. She
is,
now
it
knows
is.
what to do with it. Let's see what kind of a difference we can get there. That is what my sports guys are doing. They're taking actual video and photographs and doing this as best they can without having, you know, $50,000 of a USC medical study right now.
Right.
Because those things,
EMG studies would be helpful. They're not too expensive.
Very helpful. I mean,
EMG, O2, all those, we're gonna, you know, I've done a whole bunch of those. I have great thermographs. I literally.
You're not spin jimming while you're doing this. That's the problem.
You know,
Try it again. Do it again.
You know, when I sell spin gym on television, it's very specific. Have you ever seen me sell on television? Okay, it's really simple. I actually don't even show before and afters. It's funny about not being empirical. I have them, but I take somebody who's super fit, guy like you, and I go, wow, look at all this stuff fire.
You can see that.
Front and back, I take a girl who's got very low fat in her chest. When you lean forward, your boobs go bam, bam, bam. It's good television. No, I'll show it to you. It's actually kind of fun.
You guys are.
Well, no, lean forward a little bit. Lean forward. No, you're right there. You're right there. No, just do what you're doing. Just lean forward a little bit. Lean forward right there. But you see how she's got, now do me a favor, flex a
What's
little.
that thing?
Just
I'll
flex.
take it.
Just kind of flex your chest. But see how there's not, yeah, so right in there when all of those things fire, it's
Everybody's staring at Sam's boobs.
Well,
It's happened before.
I have
Comfortable.
Let me tell you, somebody who's had both fat all around her body her whole life. I look at people with very low body fat and I just love watching what it does because, and I tell people we're all built exactly the same on the inside, just I can see it on your body, and that's what I like looking at. I like being able to show that sheath of muscle all the way down the back and know that I know if I'm firing it, that muscle burns fat, that it takes energy to do this. And if everything is firing, what I do have a great thermograph image of, we did 5-minute image. 5 minutes, you guys, I'll send some of these things to you. Every single muscle in the entire body, up, fired. Everything's red hot, we're talking to the point that it's white. In just 5 minutes.
Wow.
And front and back. You 5 minutes with a dumbbell, you get 1 set of muscles. You 5 minutes with a resistance band, you get one. Nothing does this. Yeah. Well, and right, you would never do 5 minutes then anyway. All we did was just to see how much we could get going in that time. Okay, how to restring a spin jump. You need a very technical piece of equipment that I don't have in the box. It would be a paper clip. Do you have a paper clip out there that I could steal from you?
I have one.
You have one. Just
She's got the
Oh,
Why not with that?
You have to give it back. No.
I should, kind of like an Allen wrench, I probably should include it.
Yeah, exactly.
God forbid I would have to do that. So every spin gym comes with an extra cord. And I, well, he stole it. He stole it. Yeah, you know what it is? It's usually stuck inside the bag and people forget it's there, or it pops out. Okay. Wow, listen.
He's looking at grab.
So he stole your cord, didn't he? Stole the cord.
I use it as a shoelace. My
These are
shoelace
like
broke and mine is a
gold.
shoelace.
These are like gold.
So this is the new design that doesn't have the.
Yes. Can I also get from you? Would you mind tossing me a scissors? Yeah. And actually, I want everyone to undo their ring. We take one of your rings that's tied, and what you do is you simply take. Thank you for not throwing it.
Take one of the rings off.
Yes. So what you do is you pull it out. You simply undo this.
I have one side that's
Yeah. You only want to do. Yeah. That's fine. You only want to do the one side that's tied. I just want to show you something. Loosen that tie. Very nice. And then it comes off just like that. It comes off. So I'm going to show you how you put it on the tied side. Nice. You got it off? You got it off? It's one of those, those things in the mall that how do you do this? I couldn't do this for the longest time. So how would you put this back on? All you do is just slip it through, pull it through, open it up, put it in, and it ties. Just make sure that you can do it. Nice, yes. So that's how we do both sides now. No, in fact, so we have because I gave you guys some of my old stock.
Oh, I see.
This is a particular old one that we don't do anymore, so I got to cut the little knot off. It all goes through evolution, so we discovered that things that didn't work, they were just breaking.
A lot easier just to have them both on that end.
Yes. So you're going to cut that off, take all that off, and what you're left with is. So it breaks, you just unstring it. And I would make sure that you have enough on hand that you don't have to do this. You might just grab another one. Just do it when it's over. And you always want to take a new string. And you don't want to use any other string. This is actually just nylon string cord. It's designed to do this. The only issue that we sometimes have, and again, this one is old. I don't think that yours has these.